What's up, fam? We're back. Somebody's watching already. Look at that.
I don't see no damn body watching.
Oh, there's zero people.
You know, with glasses on, tomorrow. Somebody's watching already. I don't wear glasses.
I was talking about myself.
Ah, shut up. You funny. Whatever. Can y'all see us now, family? If you can see us, let us know. Holla. I'm Nicky Love, a.k.a. WUNAM, or WUNAM, a.k.a. Nicky Love, your African Indigenous Traditional Healer. And I'm tired as hell.
Brother WUNAM.
I almost gave up on these.
Brother ADRINKA.
You know what I mean? Cameras acting up and shit. God damn it, I'm tired. You understand what I'm saying? Tired as hell. Yeah, you know what I mean? But anyway, family, thank you for tuning in to Spiritually Seeing News, where we see what you could what?
Only imagine.
Only imagine. That's right. All right, family. We're not going to be on here long because it took us forever, about 30 minutes to get the damn thing started up. I don't know. Something going on with computers. Maybe it's my energy. A lot of times, y'all, when I mess with electrical stuff, something about my energy just does it wrong. You know what I mean? So I think my electrical forces are up today. You know what I mean? And you know what? I come to think about it, Brother Dinkler. You know why I say that? Because when I was in the store today, remember you said the light wouldn't turn on? Mm-hmm. Well, when I walked in, the light turned on.
Really?
That's my electrical power, y'all. Yeah. I got a connection with fire. You know what I mean? But anyway, y'all if y'all can hear us now, let us know. We're going to be talking about the shift in consciousness. Okay? As you all know, especially here on YouTube, y'all, Black Panther. It's like the most searched video on YouTube. Okay? The most talked about video on YouTube. Okay? Now, we're saying that, family. What's crazy is, you know, what Spirit showed me, and as I told you all before when we talked about Black Panther, I told you all before, this was going to do something. This was going to reactivate the strands of DNA within the youth and within black folks all over the world. Not just here, not just Africans in America, Africans in Europe, Africans in the West Indies, Africans in the Dominican Republic, Haiti, all those areas. It was going to do something to us, which was to reactivate the DNA, okay? Now, we're saying that, family, this is why we came on to talk about it, because there's going to be a major shift in consciousness with black folks. As you all could see, it already started with this movie. And sometime, yes it does. I seen somebody post something on Facebook today. Did it take, did it take a movie like Black Panther to get y'all niggas to wear dashikis? I thought it was funny because he ain't never lied. You know what I mean? It is what it is, family. He ain't never lied. So with saying that, as I told you all last week when we were talking about it, I told you all, for years, many of us been trying to get y'all to come back to your ancestors, calling on the ancestors, you know what I mean? Getting into your traditional cultures, you know what I mean? And we're on a smaller scale. Although I have 5 million fans and followers, you know, demographically, okay? Still, the Black Panther had to come on and do it. Just like I told y'all about Beyonce. She was needed to start pushing the deities of Oshun and all that, you know, all of the Orishas, and bringing you back to the African culture. Well, Black Panther was the biggest thing that needed to take us on the next vibration, okay, and shift us to a higher consciousness about who we are, and where we came from. But I know Brother Dinkle wanted to say something. Go ahead, Brother Dinkle.
Yeah, you know what I do like about this film. You have a lot of the celebrities taking pride in it. Also, not just football players, rappers. You even got people that are like movie stars that are and doctors. This is a doctor in Atlanta. Down here in Atlanta, he bought out a theater so so some kids could see the Black Panther movie. The movie, and also. It's funny that you mentioned that you with the brother saying that you know, it took Black Panther to make y'all wear dashikis and stuff like that. And I was listening to D.L. Hughley, and he said something that was very profound to me, because he said he didn't understand what the big deal was, you know, with a movie like that. He said he was thinking about. He said, "What's wrong with the mental state of black people?" And I'm just paraphrasing that, you know, it would. Why would it take, you know, that a movie would be the only thing to get us excited and happy about being black or whatever, or get this much excitement. And then he started going into it, and he said as he watched the movie and he started thinking about it, he said, you know what? You know, a lot of people say sometimes a movie is just a movie. Well, when he started breaking it down, he said, that's not true. He said he remembered, you know, when Scarface came out, and when Scarface came out, the kind of effect it had in his neighborhood, everybody in the neighborhood wanted to sell drugs like Scarface. Then he said he remembered when Colors came out, everybody in the neighborhood really started banging, you know, gang banging extra hard. And he's not lying, because I remember when it came out, when I think I was like in 6th grade when that came out in Houston, and everybody wanted to be a Cripple Blood. So
baby.
Yeah, so just at that time, like, you know, people, when you think about it, people don't realize the effect that movies do have on you.
Did you just say 6th grade?
I was in
There's
6th
no
grade.
damn 6th grade. Don't even tell people, make people think you about 10 years younger than me.
You know how old that is? That
you
movie
wasn't.
is?
It ain't that though. You wasn't in those damn.
I was like
grade.
in 6th or 7th grade for real when that came out.
Anyway, y'all, he trying to portray like he's so young. You know what I mean?
I ain't.
You see all this grade right here trying to act like you ain't with no damn 6th grade. Actually,
you know, I ain't get this grade till, you know.
Don't even try. You had that grade before you stepped in front of my path. That grade was there. Don't even try it. And as a matter of fact, y'all, that's what attracted me to him. That little gray streak in front of his bed. I was like, my brother kind of sexy and distinguished looking. You know what I mean? So don't even lie to the people. You had that grade before I came. So stop playing.
A little bit great.
He had a lot of grade, y'all. Let's not get it confused. Okay? Anyway, now, basically, finish telling your story. I'm just messing with him, y'all.
Nah, that was basically it. You know, we don't really think about how much, you know, people don't realize how much the movie culture does have an effect on how we view ourselves, how we look at ourselves, and what we aspire to be, you know, just off of movies. You know, everybody wanted to be a drug dealer, like you said, when Scarface came out. It had these movies can have a positive effect or a negative effect. And with Black Panther, it was funny because when I went back to work on Monday, I asked one of my coworkers, I was like, yo, you seen Black Panther? And, you know, he's always coming at me with the Bible, and he doesn't want to really talk about Africa too much. And then he was like, yo, he said, when I asked him, I said, you seen Black Panther? He was like, yo, man. I said, what did you think? But he's like, man, I'm proud to be black. So you can't tell me these movies don't have a positive effect on people. So, you know, that's what I got to say about that.
Well, Kendrick, our brother, okay. Kedrick Johnson says, peace, y'all. Y'all are the embodiment of power. Thank you, my brother. We try to be. We try to be that example, you know. Now, it feels like, JP says, it feels like this was done to wake up the majority of black people that are on lower vibrations. You know, and JP, that's what we were talking about. You know, in a couple of videos back, if y'all seen us talk about it in the beginning, I told you all before we even watched the movie, I told you all what Spirit showed me. Spirit showed me that this was going to be the next level of, how can I put this? What did I say? The DNA reactivating. Remember, I told you all, don't listen to nobody. We are the ancient ones. The ancient ones shall rise. And we're saying that the DNA is going through a process of reactivating. We're going to another level of, we're going through an evolutionary process here, okay? Which means we're at the beginning of the end. So we're coming back to who we used to be, okay? So we're saying that when we talk about the shifting consciousness, this is also taking place in the DNA of humanity, period. But with black folks, you know, that DNA is being reactivated. So we're saying that there's a shift in consciousness where we're coming back into our higher selves. Yes, JP, higher vibrations, where we'll become our kings and queens again. You see, all of this is taking place. So now you will see black people around the world recognizing who they are and wanting to begin to say, hey, hold on, wait a minute, damn it. Y'all done took away our everything from us. Y'all told us our history was mythology. Y'all told us, you know what I mean, which was truth. Now, what it's going to do is going to definitely empower black folks on a whole new level. And y'all talking about one collective brain. And what I mean by that, one collective brain, where we are all on the same vibration, from Africa to Europe to any country that has black folks in it. We're all on the same vibration. And when that vibration rises, ain't nothing they could do about it. They gonna have no choice but to bow down to the original, to the ancient ones who rise up, okay? So with saying that, we ain't seen nothing yet. Everybody was talking junk. Oh, y'all going to the movies dressed in your African attire, dressed in this and dressed in that. Oh, y'all think y'all back in Africa, y'all, you know, we heard it all. But real talk, there's a spiritual, as we told you all, that's why we say spiritually seeing news, because we told you all, there's a spiritual aspect to this. This movie had to be shown because this is part of the transformation that we as a people are going through.
And not only that, the ancestors, they want the youth to rise up. They want the youth to rise up, and it's just our time anyway. It's just for us to come back to who we are and what we are.
That's right. It's time, family. No more, you know, walking around here feeling like that you're nobody. You know what I mean? No more talking about slavery. You know what I mean? No more talking about who, you know, and not only that, I'm going to tell y'all another thing. Christian.
And reading the Bible and thinking you
know them black Christians, right? You know them black Christians, right? You remember, oh, well, the black people are the cursed ones, you know what I mean? And the Jews was the blessed ones. And, you know, it also is doing something to people because, you know, especially down here in Georgia, y'all, you got a church on every corner, okay? On every corner. The South is the Bible Belt. And these black folks down here ain't trying to hear nothing but Lord God and Jesus, okay? And that's that. They ain't trying to hear nothing else. You this, you that, you a hoodoo worker, you a voodoo, you black magic, you a witch doctor, you African doctor. I mean, you know, I heard it all. But the point is, now they will begin to see. Now, if you all seen the movie, for those who didn't, we don't want to spoil the movie yet. But I will give you this. In the movie, they're very big on paying homage to ancestors. Okay? Very big on it. Now, with saying that, family,
you're going to start to see more movies like that also. It's already begun.
Not even just more movies, but with saying that, you all better pay attention because you're going to start getting messages from your ancestors. They're going to start coming to you left, right, back, upside down. You're going to have dreams about them. Okay? You're going to hear from them. They're going to come to you. Now, as I told you all before, actually, America is the only country who doesn't pay homage to their ancestors. Every other culture, Asian culture, Indian culture, always pays homage to their ancestors. So this is our ancestors, our ancient ones, our modern day ones that are coming back to say, black folks, get up out of the church. Come on back to your African culture. Start praising and worshiping your ancestors, because we have some things we need to teach y'all, because y'all truth was taken away from y'all. So it's very important that we as a people, and the ones who in the church too, get your behinds out of the church. Start coming back to your culture. Start calling on your ancestors. And half of y'all got ancestor altars set up in your house right now and you don't even know it, because you got pictures of all your dead relatives on your mantle. That's an altar, okay? All you need to do is add some water and, you know, give a candle and go out and pour some libations to them. You already have an altar. Half of y'all Christians don't even know it. You want to add something to that, Brother Dink?
You know, I was just thinking the other day, you know, it's just time, like I say, it's time for, you know, these movies to be made also about the ancestors in this part of our history. And not only that, just I see it with. I've seen it in the past couple of years with the children's movies. We had what's the one, the Hawaiian movie?
Moana.
Moana, and they talked a little bit about their ancestors. And then we got a movie that just came out.
The Mexican movie.
Yeah, the Mexican movie Coco. And in this movie, it's a cartoon, and they show the aspect of people worshiping their ancestors, and they have a shrine set up for their ancestors, and they talk to their ancestors. They give them food and stuff like that in this cartoon. And the ancestor, it was a guy. He was an ancestor, you know, in the movie, but they ripped his face off, and he was up there, but he wasn't on the altar, and nobody knew who he was, so they didn't actually pay homage to him. So in the movie, because he wasn't being remembered, he was fading away and dying off in the ancestor realm. And the little boy, his grandson, went into the ancestor realm and found out who he was, and he came back, and then he started, you know, remembering his grandfather, and his grandfather was able to go on to the next level of the ancestor realm and do what everybody else could do in the spirit world. But at first, you know, he was trapped and he couldn't get out, and those who are forgotten, they just slowly fade away as people slowly forget about them.
Coco, that's Bay CEO. He's talking about a cartoon called Coco. It's a Mexican cartoon where they're showing how they reverence their ancestors. And he was talking about Moana, the Hawaiian one, the Samoan movie. But I know that Kedrick Johnson says, I want y'all to play a king and a queen in the big film. Well, shoot. Get it up and popping, and we got you. We got you. You know what I mean? So, yeah, bring it up. Get it done, and we're there, okay?
Sorry about that, people.
I think they just kind of cut us off. I don't know what happened here. I don't know, y'all. They don't like us talk either that or too goddamn bad. They can kiss my natural black ass at the end of the day. Y'all don't let me start calling the damn spirits. Is that all right? Hey! Come and protect, okay? Now, too much power.
They trying to cut us off.
Yeah, well, they better stop it. It's time. It's time, because the ancient ones are standing behind us. And when I tell you literally they're standing behind us, they're standing behind us. The ancients shall rise. They're within us. They're on top of us. They're on side of us, okay? So let's not get it confused. And we won't have it no other way. Okay, so now we're going to ask that this broadcast do not be interrupted at one more time. Otherwise, I will call the ancient ancestors to rise up. They don't want that to come down, because the ancient ancestors are the one who had the high technology. That's another thing, brother. People, why do you think people are always, well, why y'all acting like Wakanda's a real country in Africa?
Oh, yeah. That's what I kept noticing. I don't know if y'all noticed it, family, but have you noticed that every time they speak of Wakanda, like in the news and they talk about it, they always say the fictional country Wakanda. They always say it's a fictional country. But I noticed when they talk about Superman, Spider-Man, and in these, not Spider-Man, but even Spider-Man, because they talk about Gotham. You know what I'm saying? And everybody know Gotham is New York, but like Superman, they don't say, oh, that's a fictional planet that Superman come from. Why do y'all feel they have the need to always mention that Wakanda is not a real country? Why do y'all think that is?
You know, well, first of all, if you really want to get technical, you know, we got over 300 countries in Africa, okay? You got over 3,000 tribes. You do have a city in Africa called Rwanda. So, I mean, they added it, but the truth of the matter is they don't want you to get your hopes up about what they think is a country without resources. Let's be real, family. Let's get it right. Now, Wakanda may have been named something fake for the movie, but the resources do really exist. Let's not make no mistake about it, okay? Let's not make no mistakes about it. But do you all know that the original god that was worshipped in this country called a Maxim at one time, that god's name was Wakanda before they named it America? So go figure, family. What that says to me is that actually Wakanda is real, and that this place called America at one time was connected to Africa, okay? But they want you to, you know, you got all these people, especially Caucasian people, saying stuff about, oh, well, y'all act like Wakanda's real. No, Wakanda may not be real, but the resources in Africa are real. Let's not get it confused. Let's not get the fact confused that a lot of our resources was stolen. Let's not forget the fact that Africa, where your real God is, gold, oil, and diamonds, was taken out of Africa for their richness and for their billions and millions of dollars. So when we actually, you know, think about the movie Wakanda, and not only that, family, for those who've been following us for years, especially me, because I've been out here a long time, you all know that I actually would do, I don't like to use the word remote viewing, but the ancient ancestors would give me messages. And when I would get a message, I would tell everybody about what I seen. Well, a couple of years ago, I told everybody, I said, first of all, I told them how the pyramids were built. The pyramids were built with high-tech laser. That city of Cairo, and where all the pyramids are built, actually used to be a stone city. Now, what the ancients showed me is that there was high technology lasers that they actually carved them pyramids out with, even the Sphinx, so precisely. To this day, man is still talking about they had 100 slaves lifting goddamn rock. Bullshit. Okay? Another thing the ancients showed me, that they were giants. They were very large people. They were giants. Okay? So, this is something I put out years ago. If y'all used to listen to my radio show, years ago I told you all the ancients would speak to me often on a regular basis. Okay? Now, we're saying that the high technology that you see in the movie Black Panther does exist. What they're actually showing us is that not only, okay, is there a country in Africa, okay, according to them is fake, that actually possesses this certain mineral called vibranium to produce high technology. There is actual different minerals, and like, for instance, coltan, like I told you all before, used to make computers. No computers and no technology can make it without it. It's in African. Computer chips. It's in Africa. But let me tell you all something. It's only in Africa. You all heard me talk about the monatomic gold, the white powder gold. And last week I got a whole slew of orders of it, right? Now, the story goes that Anunnaki, which is supposed to be your aliens, okay, actually came to the earth to actually get this gold, okay? Now, I'm going to say there's some truth to that, basically, off of how I communicate with the beings in the cosmos and down here, okay? So there's some truth to that. We're saying that what you're seeing in the movie Wakanda and all that you're seeing is not fake. So for those of you who think it's fake, you better get another, or you better sit down and start meditating and communicate with the ancients, okay? Because I seen this years ago spiritually. Not only that, you have the Dogons who said that they come from Sirius A, Sirius B. You have the Zulu that said they come from Mars. Now, what I say with the movie is that these brothers and sisters in the movie that are saying that they are in an African country, that they travel from the cosmos down to this specific country. I don't care what they say and how they put it, it's real. Let them tell you what the hell they want to tell you. They're going to make you think it's fake, but it's real. When I communicate with these beings, when I told you all the last time I communicated with these beings on Venus, and they had given me signs or symbols to draw, one of them symbols was in the book of Thoth, which is the deity of magic, okay? The bird-nosed deity in ancient times. So I actually was given those symbols by those beings, and I told you those beings that was in the cosmos that I was communicating with were black. Now, we're saying that, they can say what the hell they want to say. They're showing you bits and pieces of truth in this movie. It is not all fake. I don't care what these white people are saying. Not all, but a few of them came on the page saying that. Oh, you think it's real too? No. Unless you're spiritual, you wouldn't understand. But it is a proven fact that you have your African brothers and sisters who told people years ago, before they even developed the telescope, that there was Sirius A, B, and C, that we came from the cosmos. So what you see in Wakanda, the high technology, the spaceships, what y'all think that is? It's real. And I'm a witness to tell you it's real because I communicate. And as a matter of fact, what about the planet? Remember I told you before they came up with that? About the planet that was made of crystals and diamonds or whatever?
Crystal City. Crystal City.
I did a song years ago called Crystal City. Come with me to Crystal City. A place where the people, whatever I made it a song. A planet, I can't remember the words of my song, but a planet where there's a lot of love, and it was made of crystal or diamonds or whatever. They look like crystals. Well, what happened two weeks ago? They discovered a planet when it was cut open that was looked like diamonds. These are the things, these are the messages that I was getting for years, okay? And people thought I was crazy. Now, I'm going to tell y'all what's crazy about it, though. Some of the white folks didn't think I was crazy. It was my own people that thought I was crazy. White folks was already on this shit. Excuse my language, y'all, but it's real. White folks been on this. And when I was telling my people I'm getting messages, they want to say, oh, you crazy. Oh, well, this woman don't know what she's talking about. She's communicating with beings out of space and all this. Yeah, but it was the white folks who were saying, yeah, she's on to something. She's on to something. You know what I mean? But now I bet y'all asses a goddamn listen. Because we are the ancient ones that rise. This is nothing new is under the sun. So all that you're seeing in this Black Panther movie, do believe that it does exist. And yes, we will see these beings that are of color. If you go search YouTube right now, there was an old white man who was in, what was he?
He worked for NASA. NASA, yeah.
And he said he remembers seeing these beings.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
And he said they were black.
And then he said they were black. And I know what he's talking about because I communicate with them. And they only communicate with me telepathically. Telepathically. This is real. So, not only are you learning how to come back to your ancestral and your African culture in this movie, pay attention to the high technology that really does exist. That come from your people. Whether in Africa or up in the cosmos, because they do exist.
You know what's funny too? You mentioned Thoth, right? And remember in Gods of Egypt, Chadwick Boseman, what's his name? Boseman. He played the guy who played Black Panther. He played Thoth, and he said I was watching an interview about it, and he said a lot of black people don't want to be like. In those movies, they don't want to take that role because he was like really the only black guy in that movie, and a lot of people would turn that down. And he said he felt like it was his duty to take that role because they needed to at least have one representation of what the true ancients were. And I thought that was very interesting, and I think that's why I want to. Do you see that spiritually? Is that the reason why? Does that have anything to do with him getting the role of the Black Panther?
Who?
Chadwick Boseman.
Yep.
That's what I thought.
Yep. Because he's spiritual. He's very spiritual. Maybe that'll be the next show we'll do.
Yeah, he's real spiritual.
Maybe that'll be the next show we do. We could read some of these, some of these celebrities in Black Panther. I'll do some spiritual readings on them, okay? Let me see. That's Bay CEO. You should check your mail tomorrow. Your gold should have been there because we mailed it off. Check your mail tomorrow. If not, hit me up on 909-749-8626. I'll put it in the chat. 909-749-8626 so I can give you the tracking number, okay? But check your mailbox tomorrow. It should have been there today. But I know some people didn't get their stuff today because we mail out a lot of packages, okay?
Yeah, we stay mailing out packages, so keep going to that website and ordering though. We don't mind.
Kedrick Johnson says all the characters have a yes, they do. Yes, they do. They do have a spiritual connection, and you know what's crazy about it? Chadwick Boseman, when he was on the Breakfast Club, he was talking about how, in the South he had to deal with racism. Racism, and he was saying how what he would do was pray for them and make them see the light. And that was a spiritual message within itself. Then you had, what's the actor's name that was on talking about his ancestors?
Oh, I think he was on the Breakfast Club. Bokeem Woodbine, yeah, and he was talking about he was in Hollywood and he hadn't had a role in 15 years, and he was just feeling like he was in a slump. And he said his brother, who was a Babalao, told him he needed to do some things for his ancestors. And he said, when your ancestors ask you to do something, it may seem strange or weird, but you need to do it. And he said, as he started to do these things, he started stuff started opening up for him. He started getting busy, and he started getting back into acting and stuff like that. So he said it's very real. So I suggest y'all check that interview out. It was pretty good.
It's pretty good. And everybody, start calling on your ancestors. I couldn't, for years and years. And I've actually had a lot of people come back and thank me for actually teaching them how to call on their ancestors. But start calling on them. Because if you don't call on them, they're coming for you. Don't say I didn't tell you so. And in the movie, y'all will see a part when what the shaman would do, who was played by Forrest. See?
Let's just wrap this up.
Yeah, well, let me just finish this, y'all. We got cut off. All right, so let me just give y'all this last one. What's crazy is, in the movie, he's giving them something to drink, right? And it's a tea. And it's a plant that it comes from. And what this plant does is it takes you to the ancestral realm. And you'll communicate with your ancestors. Well, for those of you who've seen it, you all remember that? When he did it with Chadwick Boseman, Black Panther, and then he did it with Killmonger. Well, that tea does exist. Actually, I have the tea. I get it from Africa. I bring it from back home in Africa, okay? That tea does exist. You drink the tea, and when you go to sleep, it'll take you to your ancestors, and you'll communicate with your ancestors. That's real. These people don't know what the hell they're talking about when they think this stuff is fake. It's real. And that tea been around for years. Actually, I've had it for years. A lot of times I use it when we do initiations. When I initiate new people into African tradition, I actually give them that tea to be able to communicate with their ancestors.
Yeah, and it's funny because a lot of the indigenous tribes all around the world that stick to their indigenous culture, a lot of them have those type of herbs. I ain't gonna say a lot, but around the planet, different tribes do have those type of herbs that can take you into that, or open up your third eye and allow you to see spirits and stuff like that. So that, she's not lying, that does exist. And
I had it for years, family, and actually we used to have it when we were younger. My maternal side is African, Modibusta, okay? Bakumi Madra, okay? And there's certain things that you all probably need to start learning about African medicines, okay? That's basically, or if you want some, you let me know, and okay? But I don't put it on the site, because when these teas really should be handled or given to you by shamans or babalawos, or I'm a African traditional healer, priestess, okay? So really it should be given that way, but I can tell you how to take it, okay, if you want to get some. But I don't list a lot of the African sacred herbs on the website, because most of these need to be given by myself from my hands, okay?
And a lot of people can't get it anyway, because it's just not for them.
It's not for it's basically given to the healer to give to you, because the healer knows what to do with it or how to deal with it. You know what I mean? So, but I can send you some, okay? Just let me know. What tea is it again? Our Lovely, it's a name that you wouldn't probably even be able to pronounce, okay? You won't even be able to buy it on the web. So it's a name you probably won't even be able to pronounce, okay? All right. So, yeah, teachers. Anyway, family, I don't think we're going to stay on too long, because, we got 18 people on here watching. Let me see. Nah, we got about 3 minutes left. Anybody got a question? Anybody got a question? If you have a question, let us know. If you have a question, let us know. Okay? Another thing we put out there, family, you all need to start you need to start summoning the ancient ancestors.
Yeah.
Okay? Start summoning them. I had somebody, a young man came in the store today, and he happens to be in a wheelchair. And he bought 4 of the candles, the ancient candles, and I was teaching him how to begin to summon them. I forgot to tell you he bought 4. He bought all 4 of them. Anyway, y'all know I'm kind of tired, right? So anyway, Michelle, just give me a call. Give me a call on the 909-749-8626. I put it inside of the chat. I put it in there again. Okay? And you can call me tomorrow, and I will tell you how you can get the tea. Okay?
Yeah, it's the camera's still tripping. You ready?
Yeah, the camera's still tripping out. All right, family. My old job offered me more money and more freedom, but I like my current job, but it's boring. JP, I think I know who you are. Didn't you ask me the question? I gave you the answer to that. You don't ever go backwards. You know why? Because if you move forward for a reason. And that's written in the divine records, okay? So with saying that, don't go backwards. I don't care how much more money they're offering you. Obviously, that job wasn't for you if you were pulled out of there to move forward. Don't let money draw you back to misery, okay?
That goes for all relationships also. Like people that get in these relationships and they leave a person alone and because they did certain things, you got to treat that the same way also.
Right. We don't go backwards. We go forward. We go forward, okay? All right. Got you. This is my 2-year-old grandson does, y'all, when he's eating with his little greedy self. I'm like, oh, it must taste real good, huh? Anyway, y'all, we're not staying here much longer. We're going to come back on Sunday night. You'll probably get more energy out of us. Between him working today, I'm working at the store, readings, customers coming in. We're both a little bit drained, and I had the grandkids because, they out of school, the other 2, the bigger ones. So, they drain you. You know what I mean? So we're saying that we're not going to stay on here, but Sunday we will come back. Is there something you want us to talk about Sunday? Let us know. Put it up in here. Put it in the chat. Let us know, and we got you, okay? Now, if you all ladies that asked about the TV, you want to call me tomorrow, anytime after 12 o'clock will be fine. Call me and we'll talk a little bit more about the tea, okay? And that's not the only herbs we have. We have a lot more, but those are sacred herbs that just can't be put out there and sold like that, okay? And we'll probably do a show on that maybe another time about different sacred herbs from Africa, okay? But, we'll save that for one of our show topics, okay? But on that note, family, is there something you wanted to talk about? Let us know. Hit us up here on YouTube or on Facebook, because, Facebook was tripping tonight too, okay? I don't know. We might talk about, I don't know. You said something about Trump being impeached, right? What happened today?
Nah, some, I forgot.
Something about FBI.
Yeah, the FBI.
Something happened.
Some I forgot the guy's name, but he lied to the FBI investigators, and now it looked like he about to tell on every damn body. So, I don't know.
Get ready.
We get ready. We're going to see what's going to happen with that.
We're going to see what's going to happen with it. Remember I told y'all before I see impeachment with Trump? So, y'all get ready. But, all right, family. Since y'all haven't decided what y'all would like us to talk about yet, just put it on the inbox in YouTube or Facebook. And I know we're going to get up out of here tired. We both got to work tomorrow. You know what I mean? Work. He got to go to work. I got to go to the store and work. And it's the same thing, goddammit. All right, family. We'll see you. What's so damn funny?
Why you always got to say it's the same thing?
It is the same thing. Shit. Let me tell y'all something. A true entrepreneur don't have to work. They got somebody working for them. And I actually did. When I had, years ago, I was the first black female to own a contracting company up north in New York and Jersey. Let me tell y'all something. I had 14 employees. I didn't work nothing. I delegated. That's a true entrepreneur. But when I got to work, that means I'm working too. I'm on the plantation too. It's just our plantation, but I still got to goddamn work. You know what I mean? So on that note, family, we'll see y'all on Sunday night, a little bit earlier. Y'all have a good night. Enjoy your Friday night. I'm WUNAM.
Brother Dinkra.
And see y'all. Adabo, my sister. Adabo. In my language, we say obrigado. In my tribal tongue is obrigado. Okay? Obrigado. Okay?
Where I'm from, we say peace, nigga.
Shut up.
What the fuck? Why it ain't? Why this shit ain't stopping?
Are you sure you want to stop streaming?